Right, hello everybody and welcome down to Matt Fry Golf. I'm here at Trafford Golf Centre and this is the start of a 5-part swing series that's going to help you build the perfect golf swing. So we're going to be looking at 5 different elements throughout these series of videos that can help you put the golf club into better positions and hopefully start to play some better golf. So the sections we're going to be looking at in these videos are going to be the backswing, the transition, the downswing, impact and the follow through. So in each part there'll be a couple of little tips in there and a couple of drills to help you create better positions that can help you play better golf. So there probably actually isn't a perfect golf swing. There is many ways to skin a cat, as the saying would go, and there's many ways to swing a golf club. But there are some positions that we can put the golf club into that are going to help us to have a more functional and more repeatable golf swing, and that is the aim of the game. If we can create a more repeatable action that's going to deliver a more consistent ball flight, we're probably going to stand a better chance of getting around the golf course. So today's video is looking at the backswing. Now, when we talk about the backswing, that is the motion of the golf club moving backwards away from the golf ball and away from target up towards the top of the golf swing, and that's where the backswing would stop. So I'm going to give you 2 points that we're going to be looking for to create this perfect backswing. And the first point is where the club is now going to be reaching horizontal. The first time this club reaches horizontal in the backswing. So some of the common faults I tend to see as a coach will be, number one, a lot of people rolling the face open. So as they take it away, they start to roll the wrists and we start to see more loft being added to the golf club face and the face getting open from its original starting point. The second one, quite a common one with beginners, this one, is when they take the club away, the inability to use the wrist correctly. We see that the left wrist or the lead wrist would work underneath and it will get the club face looking down now, and we get a little bit of a tilting action here, which gets this club a little bit too high and steep going back to start with, and also gets the face looking down. So the first position we're going to be looking for, and this is if we've got good basics, if there are videos on the channel for grip and setup and things like that, so make sure you give those a watch before. But now we've got those, assuming we've got the good grip, the first position we're going to be looking for is this horizontal one here, where the club is now level to the ground and it's about belt height there. And what we're going to be looking for, 2 key points. Number one, we're going to be looking at the angle of the face. So as we take it back, we don't want to see that it's too open or too closed now. What we're going to be looking for is something where it mirrors our spine angle. So as we can see here, the lead edge is now mirroring my spine angle. It's not too open looking at the sky or too down looking at the ground. Just in between, almost toe up, but just a little bit of turnover where the toe's turned over here, and that the leading edge mirrors my spine angle. And a great drill for you to try and get into this position every time will be to take your setup and just hinge the club up to now where it's horizontal. We can see that the wrists are working in this manner here, where they're working up in a hinging motion. So we put it to horizontal, and if you were to just swing it back again to this point now, you'd get your second point where the club head is now in line with my hands. It's not too far out in front of them, it's not too far behind them, it's nicely in line there. So what we're going to be looking for, that point again guys, as we take the club back, it's not that we're rolling it round our back here, it's not like we're tipping it up really steep and getting it looking down. We're going to be looking for something where it's in line with our hands a bit more and seeing that that leading edge is a little bit open. So once you've got used to putting it into that position and having some slow movements, putting it into that slot there, feeling it, I just suggest starting to chip a few off in a smaller swing where you're feeling that position. You're not getting into the big rolling or the big tilting this way. We're going to get into a position here. And once you're comfortable with that, then we can move on to the second part. So the second part that we're going to be focusing on today in this video is the top of the backswing. So the point where the club reaches its maximum travelling distance here and has stopped at the top of the backswing. And what we're going to be looking for here in this point, again, is something to do with the lead, with the club face and now the lead wrist. What we're looking for is some corresponding angles. If you look now, there is a big fad in coaching and stuff to try and get it a little bit DJ'd, where you'd see a lot of bowing of the lead wrist where it'd be looking something like this, or you'd see someone Stenson looking the opposite where we have a little bit of cupping. Now what this does is alter the face angle as you're doing that. It's going to be somewhere where it's bowed here, it's going to be really shut up at the top, and if it's cupped here where we see a big cupping of the wrist, that's going to be too open as you come down and deliver the club. It's going to be not in a great position. So a great little drill for trying to get into a bit more of a flat lead position up at the top of the swing. So I've got a notebook here. What we're going to do is put both palms onto it as if we were praying there, holding it level with the palms. And what we're now looking for is something as you get up to the top of your backswing where this lead wrist is now flat, and we can see that the book matches that. It's not that the book's pointing up to the sky here too much and now I've got a really bowed wrist, or it's pointing down here towards the floor, the front cover of it, with a really cup wrist. We're going to make some swings where we're nice and slowly working it up to the top, and we can see we've got a straighter lead wrist now. It's nice and flat with this book matching it. Have a couple of those, feeling more into that position, not either of the two here, more into the flat position here. And also, just a side note there, what actually happens is it matches my shoulder plane and my arm plane there. If I get into some of these, we've got non-corresponding angles there. So ideally in the, like a textbook looking swing, we'd have a lot of lines that all matched one another. So one more of those where we feel nice and wide, flat lead wrist, and now we've got the book matching. Once you've had a few of those swings with it, a book, magazine, whatever it may be you're going to do it with, then blend it in with the club, and as we can see, try and get this lead wrist here nice and flat up at the top. And then what that will do as well is get the club nicely on plane. It'll just be a little bit laid off as mine is there as well maybe. What we're not going to see is something where the club's too far across the line because we've got too much cupping of the wrist, or if it's too bowed it would be too laid off in this direction. So we've got something now again where all the lines are starting to correspond and everything's looking nice and tidy here. So a nice straight lead wrist. So again guys, the two positions we're going to be looking for. Number one, when the club's horizontal, we're going to be looking for the head to be in line with the hands and the lead edge of the club matching our spine angle. And then when we're up at the top of the golf swing, what we're going to be looking for is the lead wrist to be nice and flat and the lead edge of the golf club now to be matching that wrist position. From here, when we get into transition and downswing in the next videos, we're going to be able to be putting the club in a better position and delivering a more neutral face, which will hopefully get us seeing some straighter shots and more consistent golf shots. Something a bit like that. It was all right, that one for me. Guys, I hope this video has helped you. If you do want any extra help with that, come and see me down at the academy. Just call the booking line number down below. It's 0161 749 7000. It'd be great to come and, for you to come and see me and help you with your golf. I hope you've liked the video. Give it a thumbs up if you have, and I'll see you soon. Make sure you subscribe as well so you don't miss out the next 4 parts.